When you hear the name Mercedes-Benz, you don't picture a dreary commute or a sensible trip to the garden center. No, you picture something grand. You imagine effortless power, supreme comfort, and a certain level of engineering genius that tells the world you've made it. For decades, Mercedes has been the benchmark for luxury automobiles, the car that inventors, rock stars, and dictators all agree on. It's a symbol of meticulous German craftsmanship, a promise that every component has been thought about, polished, and then thought about again. It is, quite simply, the brand other car makers measure themselves against, a titan of the industry that has consistently pushed the boundaries of what a car can be. This heritage is precisely why a new Mercedes is always an event. It doesn't matter if it's a thundering S-Class saloon or their entry-level model, the expectations are sky high. We anticipate a vehicle that is not just a mode of transport but an experience. The brand carries a weight of history, a legacy of building some of the safest, most technologically advanced and frankly, most desirable cars on the planet. This isn't just about getting from A to B. It's about the silent thud of the door, the solid feel of the steering wheel, and the quiet confidence that comes from driving a machine built by people who are utterly obsessed with perfection. With that reputation in mind, we turn our attention to the latest offering for 2025, the GLA 250. This is the company's smallest and most affordable SUV, designed to give more people a taste of the Mercedes lifestyle. It's a crucial car for the brand because for many this will be their first step into the world of the three-pointed star. It has to be good enough to feel like a proper Mercedes, yet accessible enough not to scare away buyers who might otherwise wander into a BMW or Audi showroom. It's a delicate balancing act, trying to deliver luxury on a smaller, more budget-friendly scale. The question, then, is whether this compact crossover lives up to the monumental legacy that precedes it. Does it feel like a genuine Mercedes-Benz? Or is it just a clever marketing exercise with a shiny badge glued to the front? In a world crowded with compact SUVs, the GLA 250 needs to do more than just show up. It needs to prove it has the substance, the style, and the engineering soul that makes its bigger brothers so legendary. It must convince us that even at the entry point, the promise of the best or nothing still holds true. Let's find out if it succeeds. Underneath the bonnet of the 2025 GLA 250, you'll find a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. On its own, that sounds perfectly adequate, if a little uninspired. However, Mercedes has added a clever bit of modern trickery, a mild hybrid system. This isn't a full-on, silent-running hybrid that will save the planet all by itself, but rather a small electric motor that gives the engine a little boost when you need it. It helps smooth out the stop-start system in traffic, and adds a bit of extra shove when you put your foot down, making the whole experience feel more refined and responsive than you might expect from a small engine. The numbers are respectable enough for a car of this size. It produces 221 horsepower, and a healthy 258 pound-feet of torque, which is plenty to get you moving with some urgency. Paired with a smooth 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, the GLA 250 can get from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in about 6.6 seconds, especially if you opt for the 4MATIC all-wheel drive version. This isn't going to set your hair on fire or challenge a dedicated sports car, but it's more than quick enough for merging onto motorways and confidently overtaking slower traffic without any drama. It's brisk, not brutal. Where the GLA 250 truly shines, however, is in its stylish appearance. Mercedes has done an excellent job of shrinking its larger SUV design language down to a compact size. It looks sharp, sophisticated, and undeniably premium. The lines are clean, the proportions are spot on, and it has a presence on the road that some of its rivals lack. It looks more expensive than it is, which is a key part of the appeal. It's a car you'll be proud to see parked on your driveway, a fashionable accessory that also happens to be a very competent vehicle. Of course, being a Mercedes, safety is a top priority. The car is built like a small fortress, packed with the usual assortment of airbags and electronic stability systems. However, it's important to note that Mercedes-Benz did issue a major recall in June 2025, affecting some 2023 to 2025 models, though the GLA was not on that specific list. The recall concerned a structural issue with the C-pillar on models like the GLC, which could affect crash performance. While the GLA is unaffected, it's a reminder that even the most prestigious brands must remain vigilant, and Mercedes is addressing the issue by modifying the affected vehicles at no cost to owners. Step inside the 2025 GLA 250 and you are immediately greeted by a cabin that feels modern and very high-tech. The dashboard is dominated by two massive 10.25-inch screens, which are blended together to look like one enormous digital panel. One screen serves as the driver's instrument cluster, which you can customize to show all sorts of information, while the other is a touchscreen for the infotainment system. It looks brilliant, like something out of a futuristic concept car. This setup comes as standard, which is a huge point in its favor and makes the interior feel far more special than many of its competitors right from the start. The rest of the cabin is trimmed in what Mercedes calls MB-Tex, which is a very convincing and durable synthetic leather. It feels soft, looks posh, and is probably better at handling spills and everyday wear and tear than real leather. Standard features are quite generous, including Media Group, Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 wireless Apple CarPlay in use, iPhone connecting wirelessly to Mercedes infotainment at stock at distribute_equally, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto, which means you can connect your phone without fumbling with cables. The design is punctuated by those signature turbine-style air vents, which are beautifully crafted and a joy to use. Overall, the fit and finish are excellent and it feels like a proper luxury product, not a cheap imitation. However, this is where we run into some baffling decisions. While the big screens are standard, some basic comfort features are not. If you want heated front seats, that will be an extra $500. Want the car to maintain a set distance from the vehicle in front of you with adaptive cruise control? That's another $600. These are features that are often standard on much cheaper cars from less prestigious brands. It feels a bit cheeky for Mercedes to charge extra for such commonplace items, and it means the attractive starting price of around $43,000 can quickly climb once you add the options you'd expect in a luxury car. When you compare the GLA 250 to its main rivals, the BMW X1 and the Audi Q3, its value proposition becomes a bit murky. The BMW X1 is often praised for being more engaging and fun to drive, while the Audi Q3 typically offers a more understated and refined interior ambiance. Both competitors often include more features as standard for a similar or lower price. The GLA 250 therefore relies heavily on its stunning interior design and the power of its brand badge to win you over. It's a trade-off. You get the best-looking dashboard in the class, but you might have to pay extra for warm hands. So, who is the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 for? Ultimately, this car is for the person who values style and brand prestige above all else. It is for the driver who wants to experience the luxury and technological flair of a modern Mercedes-Benz, but in a more compact and city-friendly package. If the stunning dual-screen dashboard and the iconic three-pointed star on the grille make your heart beat a little faster, then the GLA 250 is an incredibly compelling choice. It successfully delivers a genuine slice of the premium Mercedes experience, making you feel like you're driving something truly special every single day. It's not the most practical car in its class. The boot isn't enormous and the rear seats are better suited for children than tall adults. It's also not the most thrilling to drive. Rivals like the BMW X1 offer a more dynamic and sporty feel on a winding road. The GLA 250 prioritizes comfort and sophisticated cruising over outright performance. It's a smooth, quiet, and competent machine that excels at making the daily grind feel a little less mundane. It's perfect for navigating urban streets in style or embarking on a long, relaxed motorway journey where its refined engine and comfortable cabin can be fully appreciated. The biggest hurdle for the GLA 250 is its price, especially once you start adding those desirable and arguably necessary options. A well-equipped model can quickly approach the price of a larger, more practical SUV from a mainstream brand, or even a base model from the class above. Buyers must be willing to pay a premium for the badge and the high-tech interior. If your priorities are maximum space, the longest list of standard features for your money, or the sharpest driving dynamics, you might be better served by looking at the competition from BMW, Audi, or even top-trim models from non-luxury brands. In conclusion, the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 is a fantastic choice for a specific type of buyer, the style-conscious individual or young couple who wants a taste of the high life. It's a beautifully designed, technologically impressive, and wonderfully comfortable compact SUV that makes a powerful statement. While it may not be the most logical or value-packed option on paper, cars are often bought with the heart, not just the head. And when it comes to capturing your heart with its dazzling design and aspirational badge, The GLA 250 does it better than almost anything else in its class.